This YCN Sports Special is brought to you in part by the Sugar River Bank. They proudly support our community and would like to congratulate the Newport Tigers on their outstanding football season this year. Sugar River Bank, your hometown bank. And by Salt Hill Pub in Lebanon, Newport, Hanover, and Mount Sunapee, New Hampshire. We congratulate the Newport Tigers.
I think it was sometime this summer. I get the Eagle Times, and I know of the sports people around, and Pootie Walsh and all the sports writers, and I was surprised when I saw that Larry had resigned over there, because he's been extremely successful. And ironically enough, my first football coaching job was at Newport High School back in 1970 or 70. Wow, time goes by. I did my student teaching there and actually coached that fall with an undefeated team. Bob Underhill was the head coach. And Bob Underhill and I have stayed great friends over the years. So I thought, geez, it's kind of interesting. It's my first real head coaching job again since my Columbia days back in '88, and something about it.
The Newport players seem to quickly buy into the philosophy of their new coach.
I'm a different guy, and my coaches are a little bit different. We're tough on them. We demand a lot of them. We tell them that's life is going to demand a lot of them. And because we've been successful, I think, yeah, they're happy that they bought into it. If we hadn't been successful, who knows what their thinking might be.
This season was truly enjoyable for the former head coach of an Ivy League school.
I'm ecstatic that I took the job last summer.
Welcome to Marin Field in Newport, New Hampshire for this NHIAA Division III game between the number 4 seed Mascoma Valley Regional Royals and the number 1 seed Newport Tigers. Good afternoon, everyone. Jeremy Brill, Mike Ivanowski, getting you ready for this first round game in Division III. They'll run a counter play to the near side into the end zone easily for a touchdown, Newport.
They're going to be taking it around the corner any minute now.
Could possibly see it here.
Here comes the option. There it is.
Tosses to Wade. Wade kicks and cuts back to the middle of the field, and he could be gone. He's to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Newport.
It's always good to score. I sometimes get nervous about scoring too early because that can take the edge off you. You might think it's going to be too easy. But again, anytime you can score points in a football game and get up, you've got an advantage.
Heck of a job there by the quarterback, and it was well executed. That's what we were waiting for.
You know, and you got to give the kid credit. He had some patience here because he waited for that final block to cut up into the middle and easily get himself into the end zone.
We expect big things from Noah every game. He's a talented athlete, and we try to put him in a position where he can be successful, and when he's successful, we're usually successful.
You know, the little fake there to the fullback, they've been going to the fullback quick, little fake, and then the option. Heck of a job there by the quarterback, and it was well executed. That's what we were waiting for.
The fullback position that CJ plays, it's always been the history of football, been an unheralded position. It really is, because they block, they do the grunt work, the 3 to 5 yards, 6 yards, and so on, but they're invaluable. So his success and Noah's success kind of go hand in hand.
I formation here with a wingback, that's Cash. Paquita, he's gonna run, spins away from a tackler. He's in trouble. A little tighter here formation with Cash on the wing near side.
On the wing, yeah, there it is. And I'll tell you what, again, number 5 there, Derek Parry, he just shot the gap there, man. I tell you, this Newport defensive front is just firing off the ball.
They're gonna roll him out. Trying to get to the outside, stops.
He's gonna run straight north-south there.
Good field position inside Newport territory. Oh.
Man, see, there's the difference right there.
Try to run a little bit of an option there, and an indecision cost him. 2 fullbacks. So toss the Cash. Trying to get to the outside.
Well, the game plan was to slow him down. I don't know if you can shut Andrew Cash down, but we were trying to slow him down and put ourselves in a position to make big plays, both offensively and defensively, which ultimately we did.
Mascoma's going to drop back into some coverage here. Hogan will roll out to pass. Looking, firing. It is incomplete. And that'll be the final play of the first half. No scoring there in the second at the half. Our score is Newport 13, Mascoma 0.
We were extremely nervous. I was nervous, the staff was nervous. Mascoma was ready to play us. They'd done a nice defensive game scheme, and with their running backs, there were always a potential threat to score.
They give us to Wade, off tackle, into the end zone, touchdown Newport.
Right now, that Newport offense is starting to rev up like they did in the first quarter.
Second touchdown run of the game for Noah Wade. The first one came back in that first quarter, a 47-yard touchdown run. That a 3-yard touchdown run extends the Newport lead to 19-0. Tigers will go for 2. Run it, try to pass it here. Very easily converted to Riley Cook. Clock is not on their side at this point as Wade takes
there it is. That's it.
He's gone to the 40. He's 30, 20. He is all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Newport.
Yep, that was the same play. That was the toss pass that they scored with to open up this game. And you see him just break out. He made a nice cutback on that. He had a nice block on the edge there. He cut it in and then cut it back out.
So Newport's on a punt.
Oh, nice punt.
Hit. Cash will take it at the 30. See if he can't do a little dance and a little bit of magic here.
See that?
Gets to the outside.
Look at
He could be
there
gone.
He goes again.
He's to the 50. Cuts up the middle of the 40. 35. He's going to look back. And he's going to go all the way in the end zone.
We were not happy about that, but we knew he has the potential to do that anytime he touches the ball. He's a class running back.
That was a good one. I mean, I've lived in Boston my whole life until I came up here 20 years ago and never thought I'd ever say the word "jeezum," but I just did.
Fortunately, the big plays came when the game was pretty much in hand and didn't come early. If they'd come early, it might have been a different ball game.
The final score, Newport 34, Mascoma 14, and Newport is moving on.
I probably wouldn't define it as an easy win. We were nervous right up to the very end. We played hard. The Newport players have a history of playing hard all the time, and that's what it takes to be successful. So we weren't surprised that we won, but again, we weren't sure that it was an easy win.
Next up for the Newport Tigers, the Guilford Eagles. This YCN Sports Special will continue in a moment. Additional support for this YCN Sports Special has been provided by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. By Paul Howe Photography, award-winning photos from World Cup skiing to Tigers football. And by Claremont Savings Bank, we congratulate the Newport Tigers football team on a winning season. At Claremont Savings Bank, we're with you. It was a cold, brisk, late autumn day for the 2014 NHIAA Division III Northern Conference Championship game between Newport and Guilford. After exchanging a series of punts, Newport's Noah Wade gets some great blocking here and rumbles 33 yards to put the Tigers up 6-0 with just over 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Going into the Guilford game, because of their explosive offense, we knew we had to put points on the board, and we had to score offensively and with special teams and hopefully defensively also. And Noah's on both offense and defense and special teams, so he's going to have that opportunity to score for us.
On the first play after the kickoff, Guilford's offense shows its explosiveness as Kyle Gaudette catches this short pass over the middle and races 80 yards to tie the game just 13 seconds after the Newport touchdown.
You talk about explosion, he's the receiver version of an Andrew Cash. When he touches the ball, he can go the distance anytime, and we had worked on that particular route over and over all week, and our linebacker fell down. And he caught the ball, and he was gone. And we knew the minute he caught the ball that it was going to be a problem.
The first quarter ended with a score tied at 6. With 8 minutes left in the second quarter, Newport's defense comes up big as Riley Cook recovers this fumble and runs it back to the Guilford 17-yard line. Four plays later, C.J. Lawrence punches the ball in to give Newport a 12-6 lead. Following a Guilford punt, senior quarterback Tom Hogan hit Stephen Nix for a 60-yard touchdown strike to put Newport up 18-6. With just under a minute to go in the first half, Noah Wade gets a nice bounce on this punt and sprints 70 yards to extend the Newport lead to 19 points. For most of the first half, the Tigers were having tremendous success in all three phases of the game.
Every game we want good defense, we want good special teams, and good offense. Those are the three components of a football game. But again, going into that, again, we had been there before where they came back in the last 2 minutes of our first game with them and almost tied the game up. So we weren't relaxing at all at halftime, even with that score.
In the third quarter, Guilford was forced to look for the big play, and the Tiger defense, led by their outstanding core of linebackers, constantly came up big for Newport.
The defensive line has played well, the secondary's played well, but the linebackers kind of hold that defensive unit together. They combine both parts of the D-line and the secondary itself. They've been instrumental in our successful season because they have come up with big plays.
Newport scored 2 more touchdowns in the third quarter. Here, Wade scores up the middle to give the Tigers a 31-6 lead. And late in the third quarter, Riley Cook powers the ball in from 4 yards out to give Newport a 37-6 lead with just under a minute to go in the third quarter.
It felt okay. Again, with a team like Guilford, you're always nervous. You know, if you're playing a team that just runs the ball, then you can feel much better. But when you play a team that can strike at any time, any place on the field, you can't relax for a minute. You know, when you get down to about 25 seconds left in the game, then maybe you can relax a little bit.
Late in the game, Guilford scored a couple touchdowns, but Newport would hang on to win 38-22 and capture the Division III Northern Conference Championship. Next up for the Tigers, the Campbell Cougars, who beat Newport 22-21 in the regular season.
Well, we're going in, again, we know that they beat us. They outplayed us in the second half of that first game, and so the players are aware of that now, and we went for the win rather than the tie. The players know that, and they know that they're going to have one heck of a challenge come this Saturday.
This YCN Sports Special will continue in a moment. This YCN Sports Special is brought to you in part by the Sugar River Bank. They proudly support our community and would like to congratulate the Newport Tigers on their outstanding football season this year. Sugar River Bank, your hometown bank. And by Salt Hill Pub in Lebanon, Newport, Hanover, and Mount Sunapee, New Hampshire. We congratulate the Newport Tigers. The University of New Hampshire's Cowell Stadium was the site of the 2014 NHIAA Division III State Championship game. Newport was looking for their 9th state championship in school history and their first one since 2010 when they defeated Guilford 35-0. Their opponent today was the Campbell Cougars, the only team to beat Newport this season in a one-point contest when Newport failed to score on a late-game 2-point conversion. Coach McElravy and his coaching staff were looking sharp in their new coats and hats donated by Chad Hemingway, a Newport alumnus. The first score of the game came on a Campbell interception that was returned 10 yards for a touchdown to make it 7-0 with 2:34 left in the first quarter. That was the end of the day for senior quarterback Tom Hogan, who hurt his back during last week's North Conference Championship game versus Guilford.
Yeah, we felt really bad for Tom. He had gotten hurt in the Guilford game, had a lower back strain. We're still not sure exactly the nature of the injury, but was given the okay to play, had practice on a limited basis during the week. And for him to say that he can't go, you know that he's in pain. And so that did affect us. And more importantly, I feel bad for Tommy. His last game, his senior year, a team leader, and not to be able to play it is something that is a tragedy.
With 21 seconds left to go in the first quarter, the Cougars pounded it up the middle to make it 13-0. In the second quarter, standout Noah Wade makes a great cut, then a spin move, and then breaks a tackle and rushes 43 yards down the left sideline to get the Tigers on the scoreboard with just under 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Noah is a good running back, and when your focus is the running game and your tailback is that person, then the responsibility falls on him. And Noah ran hard, protected the ball, and had a good football game.
Newport stayed in the game thanks to some tough defense. Here, Tigers' Zach Whalen sacks the Campbell quarterback on third down to force a punt. And later in the second quarter, Tyler Hall and Noah Wade combined for another sack. Stephen Nix defended a third down pass on the next play to force another punt. The teams went into the locker rooms at halftime with Campbell on top 13-6. Early in the second half, Newport's defense again comes up big as they stuff the Campbell offense twice inside the 1-yard line, once by Matt Boone and one time by Noah Wade.
Complete to Camacho.
But on fourth down, Campbell was able to score a touchdown on this quick pass on the left flank to Gannon. It was the final scoring play of the game. The Campbell Cougars went on to win 20-6. The Division III state champion runners-up had relied on making big plays all season long, but today those big plays were hard to come by.
We didn't come up with enough of those big plays today. And I'm a little disappointed in that because we've always made good big plays on both sides of the ball, including special teams, and we had a couple of them today, but obviously not enough. And part of the reason is Campbell's an awfully good football team, well coached, well prepared, and we knew it was going to be a tough football game.
Even though it was a tough loss for the Tigers, Coach McElravy was extremely proud of how his seniors competed to the very end of the game.
They never quit. Their leadership throughout the year has been outstanding, and they're all going to go on and become very successful people once they graduate.
Coach McElravy also had strong praise for the support that the entire community has had for his team this season.
It's been great. I mean, we've had fantastic support. When we left early Saturday morning, it was cold, and there were people out on the side of the road with banners and blowing horns and markers, and the Booster Club has been phenomenal. The fan support's been great. We have a great spirit team that stood out in the cold and cheered for us. No, I mean, I'm a lucky guy. I really am. And Newport football is fortunate to have the kind of fan base they have in Newport.
And with a talented group of underclassmen coming back, McElravy is looking forward to getting started again next August.
It's a long way down the road, but no, we've got a good junior core coming back, so I expect us to be every bit as good, if not better. But we'll have to wait and see what happens over the winter months when we do our winter conditioning program and then get back into the fall. But no, I'm excited about next year already.
McElravy also wanted to thank his dedicated staff of assistant coaches.
Any program, your assistant coaches are your nuts and bolts. They do the preparation by position or whatever their responsibilities are. And of course, their hands-on coaching with your team breakdown, defensive line, offensive line, running backs, coordinators, and things like that. So there isn't a head coach in the country that doesn't rely on his assistant coaches. They're critical.
When we come back, we'll look at some of the highlights from this outstanding season. There's more to come on this YCN Sports Special. Additional support for this YCN Sports Special has been provided by M.J. Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. By Paul Howe Photography, award-winning photos from World Cup skiing to Tigers football. And by Claremont Savings Bank, we congratulate the Newport Tigers football team on a winning season. At Claremont Savings Bank, we're with you. Even with the disappointing end, The 2014 Newport Tigers had a truly outstanding season, which gave the community of Newport plenty to cheer about.
This has been in our presence for the last year. We've enjoyed it, but obviously tonight you guys earned it, and we'll look forward to playing this game against next year. Congratulations.
Newport Tigers, Northern Division Championship. Next weekend here at Brand Field. Kickoff.
This YCN Sports Special is brought to you in part by the Sugar River Bank. They proudly support our community and would like to congratulate the Newport Tigers on their outstanding football season this year. Sugar River Bank, your hometown bank. And by Salt Hill Pub in Lebanon, Newport, Hanover, and Mount Sunapee, New Hampshire. We congratulate the Newport Tigers.